cabbages are so important and they are vegetables to the people or to the humankind. But when there can also be so much benefit to your small girls or to your chickens, as long as you can obtain them safely and cheaply. They are very, very important.
Freeze, that's cold.
So vegetables or cabbages, they have abundance of vitamin K, vitamin A, and they have enough of the calcium that supports too much of egg production. So in small or in other words, they support egg production. So you have to be so conscious. You have to be so clean when you're feeding cabbages to your chickens. You understand that you'll get too much or enough of the eggs because they have a lot of calcium, because this calcium is used in manufacturing of the eggshells that initiate egg production. And you know, whenever chickens suffer from inadequacy or deficiency of the calcium, the chickens will just stop laying. It's not like cows. You know, whenever the cows suffer from calcium, they suffer or they have deficiency of calcium, they suffer what we call milk fever. But when it comes to chickens, whenever calcium is less or they have deficiency of calcium, they're gonna stop laying. So when you're feeding cabbages to your chickens, you are now you are now assured that you have enough of the calcium that will support the egg production. So here you'll be so much, or you get a lot of profits, because when your chickens are laying well, you know, you're gonna get a lot of profits. Another thing is that when you're feeding cabbages to your chickens is one, you know, most of the times when you're going to feed the cabbages to your chickens, you hang it in the chicken house so that the chickens can keep pecking at it. So whenever the chickens are pecking at it, you know, you wanna kill boredom of the chickens. You know, when the chickens are bored, you know, they bring other problems, because when they're bored, they'll start egg eating. When they're bored, they'll start cannibalism, you know. But when you're hanging cabbages in their chicken house, they are going to keep picking at them, hence they'll not get bored, and they are going to have no more vices, or they are not going to develop those bad habits that can even eventually cost your farm or end up ruining your farm. So another thing you have to understand is that when you're feeding cabbages to your chickens, is that cabbages are cheap. You know, they are very cheap. So you understand, they will now, because they are cheap compared to the cereals, so it will cost less compared to the maize. You see, so when you're feeding maize, you know, maize, like it reaches at a time where maize are very, very expensive, where to get soybean is very, very expensive. But cabbages, as it is among the veggies, it is among the cheap, you know, among the cheap vegetables that are available, especially here in Africa. So whenever you're feeding cabbage to your chickens, you are already assured that you're going to cut costs of the production, because your chickens are going to eat less, because they have been taking on cabbages. So it will help you to cut costs of your feeds. And you know, whenever you're feeding cabbages, you know, cabbages have the vitamin A, and you know, vitamin A is the one that is responsible for eyesight of the chickens. So it also improves the eyesight of your chickens. And again, vitamin A, when you're feeding vitamin A to your chickens, it not only improves their sight, but also it helps to increase the yolk color, because this yolk color, whenever you are taking eggs and you find that your eggs are yellow in color, that yellow is the carotenoid, and carotenoid is good, or we obtain carotenoids from the vitamin A. So when you're feeding your chickens with the cabbages because they have enough of the vitamin A, so it means that they have enough of the carotenoids that will help your color, or that will increase the yolk color on the yolk color spectrum. So sometimes cabbages can be so tough when you're feeding them to your chickens, especially these mature or already grown up cabbages. So what you want to do is, when you're going to feed cabbages and you find that they are too tough because they have grown so much, or they are very grown up, so what you want to do is that when you find that your chickens cannot be able to pick at the cabbages, you want to do one thing. You will have to chop them into small pieces so that your chickens can be able to pick or to digest the chickens, and especially to younger chicks. So when you're feeding cabbages to younger chicks, because the chicks haven't developed, their beaks are not too tough to pick at the hard or tough things. So you want to be able to chop them into small pieces so that you are able to get the good, or you are able to get them to eat them, so that you also enjoy those benefits. You have already now known the benefits of giving the cabbages to your chickens, and whenever you touch a cabbage and you're taking it to your chicken, you already now know what you're giving to your chickens. But now, as the white man said, too much of everything is always bad. So what is the recommended amount of the cabbage you have to give to your chicken so that you enjoy the benefits of feeding cabbages to your chickens? You know, cabbages are among the vegetables that have too much of the water or too much of the fluids in them. So whenever you're giving too much cabbages to your chickens, you may end up diluting the entire or other feeds it has taken, hence limiting its production, and you end up losing. So what you have to put in your mind before you even think of giving cabbages to your chickens is, how much should I feed to my chickens so that I am able to enjoy this good amount of all these benefits as we may do or we may have here. So you know, I tell you that you have to give one whole cabbage to 20 chickens. So you can just do your own mathematics according to the chickens you have, but I recommend feeding one cabbage to 20 chickens so that there you'll be able to have enough of the chickens producing well, and you'll be able to enjoy everything from the cabbages. So thank you so much. If you're still watching this video till now, don't hesitate to like this video and touch on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. So see you soon in the next episode.